girls and hot boys. I did this really, really beautiful, easy, hot makeup look. If you want to be the hottest person in the room, which you already are, but if you do this makeup look, you really will feel like it. I did a step-by-step kind of thing, so if you want to get this look, just keep watching the rest of the video.
And enjoy. Okay,
so there's literally nothing worse than doing a makeup look that you think is gonna be
bomb as fuck,
but when you do it, it looks like ass. So today we're doing this look and it's gonna look good on everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter anything. Just if you do this look, it will look good.
Pinky promise.
I don't know why I was about to cross my fingers. I don't know. But I am going to start, obviously, with my bombs. Nothing new. I really like to put these under my eyes, especially like if I know I'm gonna do something kind of heavy like under my eyes, and I'm gonna hold up my mirror here so I'm not like
looking down like this.
Put that on my nose and put that on my laugh lines, basically anywhere where I know it's gonna get kind of dry, creasy, cracky. And for me, this lower part of my face
is a must.
Feathering it out from my laugh lines, around my mouth, really heavy around the mouth, and this forehead. Same with this one. This one I'm a little bit more careful around it with the under eyes, just because what I do notice is sometimes that mascara kind of like sticks to it, because this has like a little bit more of like a grippy type of texture. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of doing like that. I'm not like slathering too much on the nose. Boom, boom. Really like on the sides of the nose there. So crucial. Want to make sure that my skin looks the best that it can. Just patting it in. Okay. So next up, I'm going to move on to my foundation. That's kind of a lot, but this is like not that thick.
Or heavy.
Alright, and for concealer, I'm just not doing anything fancy, but I do want to make sure that like all my makeup goes like more like upwards.
I'm really into that look.
I'm just gonna start off with like a light amount right now. I'm kind of letting it sit a little bit under the eyes, just so that it kind of is a little like more like that fuller coverage, that trick that people do. So make sure to blend it kind of more upwards by your eyes so that you can kind of get like that sharp pull-up kind of look.
You're into that look? I am.
Now for me personally, I always like my concealer to be kind of like shiny. Like you can look at my face and you can see like it's kind of shiny. I like that because I am so
crusty and dry.
So I like my face to be a little shiny in the process. So that way, like if I do, you know, everything else, I don't look so Sahara Desert-ish. So now that that's done, I have this weird little, I don't really know if this is a hack or anything, but I don't have color correcting concealers because it's not really something I typically do, but I kind of want to just a little bit, because I notice that sometimes, you know, I've just started, you know, using some setting powder under my eye, and I did notice that it kind of like makes my under eyes look a little bit gray sometimes. So if I do that, but it makes my under eye look
super smooth.
So that's kind of why I'm willing to take that hit. But I'm gonna just put a little bit of actually this peachy liquid blush. This is like the Juicy Pang one. It's a Korean brand. And I like it because it's very thin and liquidy, so it's not so like heavy. So I just like to, I'm just gonna kind of put that here, like where specifically I notice that it kind of gives me that grayness when I do the setting. So I'm just kind of like right there. And I'm not doing much because I don't need too much. And honestly, I'm just gonna, I hate the little brush applicator because it gets all
fucking messy.
So yeah, you can see I just kind of put like, you know, a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just tap it out. If you're too lazy to go buy a color corrector, but you've got a peachy liquid blush.
That'll save the day.
is like so difficult to not make the craziest, most like grotesque ass faces when you're doing your makeup. Okay, and I'm literally just tapping also a little bit on my upper lip because I always like to do that. I don't know why I just do on my chin, whatever is even there. So yeah, now that it's looking a little orangey under my eye, that's
Exactly
what I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour. This contour stick, guys, it's so fucking old. Like, I'm trying so hard to, like, use this shit up. Because I am in my phase of really wanting to buy new makeup, even though I shouldn't. Like, shouldn't be buying new makeup, but I really want to. But I can only justify it if I actually finish this. I'm not even gonna bother with my forehead today, honestly. Or just really light on the jawline, nothing crazy. And of course lips, because I always... And lip contour be messy. It's alright.
No biggie.
I really could contour my temples. I probably should too. If I want that cheekbone to like really pop. And after that crumble that I ate today,
can't need that.
just abuse your face, bro. Just abuse. Yep, so I just blended out that jawline, and
I love it.
sometimes I'm too lazy to do my jawline, and I don't really know why I am lazy, because I feel like I love what it does. Yeah, just...
Amazingness.
Now, last thing, I'm just gonna do these temples, and you already know, for the nose and the lips, I like to blend that shit out.
With my fingers.
Okay, and I know I mentioned crumble like a while ago, but can we all agree that that shit is so overrated? Like,
I like it.
but I'd rather get like, I don't know, like a Cinnabon or something. And I love cookies, so that's a big deal for me. I had the, I don't know, like, this video is gonna go up like later, but like I had the Kardashian ones, and wow, the Kim one, the Snickerdoodle, was so fucking good. And so is the cookie dough one, but the other ones were...
They're mid.
So yeah, it's gonna look kind of muddy and funny around your lips for like a little bit until you like, you know, tap them out more, do your lip liner, do your lip color, you know. This really helps if you're into like overlining your lips, which I really am. Some people not into it, so just want that really seamless. Lightly going a little up on the nose because I think it's
Cute.
because it looks like more blushy and it makes your like little tip pop out more. So I did my brows today, and I kind of accidentally like over plucked this one, so the front is like a little thinner than what it's supposed to be, and I was trying to decide if I should fuck with that one and do the same thing to it, but I was like, ugh, I feel like I can't do that. I'm tired of having brows that I'm like,
Oh, they need to grow back in.
okay, now you've got a face and it looks like that. So for me, I don't want to put on my setting powder until I'm done with all of my liquids or creams, so I'm gonna blush before I do my under eyes, because I might want to kind of take up my blush up into my under eyes, but
No, we'll see.
and for that now I'm actually going to use like a peachy matte, but I'm not going to use too much. I don't want to be too blushy. I want to be like more subtle on that, so but I want it to be matte. That's why I'm using this one instead of the first one that I used. So I'm just going in with like that much, and again I'm kind of doing like what I usually do, and I'm like angling it like more like diagonal, like going down that way to follow the fact that I want everything to be super lifted up. And I'm blending with my finger. And see, you could always add more blush. That's why I like to start with such a little amount, because
Now I could add a little bit more.
but if I just, you know, when you add a fuck ton of something and then you're like panicking because you can't blend it all out, it's literally the worst. And
I don't know about that life.
so yeah, just added a little bit more on the bottom there, like lower than the initial application. And I found like if you have like a longer face like me, like my face is a little bit more like long, I noticed that like I like how it looks more when I put my blush lower because it makes my face look less long. But when I put it so high up, it kind of makes like the bottom part like more bare, so you can kind of like bring attention to it, I guess. So that is why I like to put my blush pretty low. Yeah, and I think that's enough blush.
I like that.
So I didn't even end up bringing it really up into my under eye, so.
I lied.
Okay, looking.
Smackshy.
So I'm going to.
Do my brows. Let's do my brows.
Let's fix the fuck up that I made earlier. Hopefully with ease. My brows are quite the test lately.
Quite the test.
So I'm gonna do that off of camera and I will BRB with some more brows to my brows. So yes, the brows are done. So now I can powder up wherever I feel that I may need to. Okay, and I'm not baking, I'm just like lightly. Just a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, my stomach just made a crazy sound. Just kind of on the sides of the nose. Yeah, so. Okay, it's still a little shiny, like up in the corner there, so I'm just gonna add.
Pinch more.
And yeah, see, I feel like putting that like little bit of like peach blush on, like on top of my concealer really did prevent me from getting that like grayness.
That I hate.
Okay, now just everything just fluffing everywhere. Now that I'm done with that, now I'm gonna move on to eyes. And one thing about me is I'm gonna try to keep my palette use as minimal as possible. Like if I could do a whole look in one palette, best believe I'm gonna do one palette. Okay, I don't like to use 10-20 palettes.
I think it's insane.
Like at the most I'll use like 2, and it just depends. Usually if it's just like there's like a shade I can't find in the one palette that I have, and then I will access another one. But
Typically, no.
I would say like I try to keep all my looks and everything as lazy girl friendly as I possibly can. So I think I am going to maybe use 2 palettes for this today, and I'm gonna be using my Huda Beauty, the Naughty palette, and then my jank busted old Jaclyn Hill palette. Swear to God, this palette still usually like always gives me what I pinched my finger. Pretty much gives me what I always want, but I'm gonna start with the Huda Beauty one, and I'm gonna start with the shade Hypnotic right there. And I'm gonna be kind of messy with it. I'm just all up in there. I haven't decided if I want to do a wing for this look or not. So yeah, I'm gonna just do this one. Okay, and then next I'm going to take...
Rough.
And as you can see, I'm taking like pretty brown shades. I haven't decided if I want to do like a shimmer, like a brown shimmer yet, or if I want to do like a light matte. I'm being a little precise. Okay, now I'm going to take a pause on that palette, and I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to use those top two. These are the main 2 shadows that I use from that palette.
They're so good.
And it's just going to kind of like make it a little bit warmer, because it's, you know, not too warm right now. But I don't want it too warm, because I kind of like this like neutral brown cocoa-ish
Thing going on.
And again, same brush. So
Yeah, I like that.
okay, now for the Jaclyn one, I'm gonna take this one just to sort of deepen that up.
Just popping that in there.
And I'm lightly feathering and flicking that out. And I'm really focusing like on that outer crease. Okay, I kind of do like the little warmth to it, so I'm gonna take a little Arouse and Juicy from my Huda palette, and I'm gonna bounce it in there. I really like that. I feel like that just made it look
so rich and so nice.
And I'm just taking rough and hypnotic again, and I'm just kind of going wherever. So that's the kind of thing that I was going for. I always like to kind of like pull it out and do like a more like a V type of look.
It looks really cool.
And make sure I look nice and sharp, and I'm into that. So okay, now I'm gonna take a little brushy like that, and I'm gonna go in with like these three like dark browns all the way like on the outside, and I'm just like kind of mixing them together, to be honest, but I'm putting mainly
We'll see how this goes.
I like literally like abandoned my thought mid-sentence because I was like, fuck that. Yes, I didn't want too much because I didn't want it too dark there. Just a
Little bit.
I'm sort of flicking that out into that like crease that I put it on. I'm just kind of smudging it out, dusting any of that away. And it's so effortless. Like it already looks like a nice sharp cat eye type of thing.
Without really much effort, to be honest.
So look how easy that was. And that's it. So I'm trying to decide still, do I want to do a shimmery brown or do I want to do a matte like light color? I'm so indecisive. Oh my god. Okay, I guess I decide.
Okay, so
I swatched some browns, and I think I'm gonna go with this shimmer and the Jacqueline. I'm not even putting anything. This one right here. I'm gonna do that one, and I'm gonna pop that on with my finger on my eyeballs.
yeah.
Why not, right? Shimmer is always a good idea. But because that brown is kind of like
Dark.
I'm gonna take a little bit more of that like dark brown in the Jacqueline palette and just sort of like darken.
My shit back up.
Yeah, that flows much better. Yeah, I think that's better. And then I'm even gonna take this like really, really dark one, and I'm just gonna ever so
slightly
put it in on the very, very outer part, just for like the ultimate dimension. It's like, you know that feeling when you're doing your eyeshadow and like you hold your breath every time you like introduce a new shade because you're like, please don't fuck it up. And honestly, like, I'm low-key thinking about skipping out on liner for this. Maybe, we'll see. It looks nice. So I did end up going with a liner, obviously, and my camera was about to die, so I actually ended up just going ahead and doing this eye fully off of camera, but I'm going to kind of explain what I did. So I just used a brown liner, honestly, and I didn't even do my inner corners for liner like I usually like to do.
Honestly, I was lazy. I don't really feel like it.
So yeah, so we're just gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna continue this eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take those shades that I used like in my transition shade, and I'm gonna be taking this like darker one, and I'm gonna be just like focusing on the outside here. So I'm taking Hypnotic Rough from the Huda Beauty palette and just kind of start
Doing that.
and taking that like deeper brown from the Jacqueline palette and focusing it out here. Honestly, I never usually do too much on my waterline because I don't know, I just feel like
Maybe I'm not that great at that, you know?
like knowing when to stop, and I'm not like a huge fan of it so blown out, and I'm just always afraid that it's just gonna get crazy, so I guess I just don't. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna take, actually before I really do that, I'm gonna take Flower Power. I'm gonna like, and this one, Tantric. And I'm gonna pop those two in my inner corner, but I'm only gonna put like a little bit of Tantric just to kind of not be so intense on that shade. Mostly Flower Power. And then whatever's left, I'm gonna put on my brow bone. I love me a nice sparkly brow bone.
I love it so much.
Yes, this is so like 2016 and I love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to those brown shades and then I'm just gonna keep kind of building out the outer corner till it's the way I like it, and I'm gonna kind of take it in and then use just like one of the lighter shades, pop that there. And then instead of using this shade on like the lower lash line, I'm actually gonna take Please Me from the Huda palette just to kind of like make it like a little different and connect it to the shimmery Flower Power color. I think that just kind of just makes it like a little bit interesting. It's like a little different pop, I guess.
I like that.
It's nice and subtle. It's nothing crazy. And I'm pretty happy with that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do mascara and lashes, and then I'm finally done, guys. I forget like the makeup antsies. I have that right now. So yeah, I went pretty heavy on the mascara, especially on the lower lashes. I want them to be like pretty intense on the lower lashes. I mean, and the top lashes too, but like, I mean, you're gonna throw on lashes anyway, so. It's so fucking cold in this room. It's like unbelievable. My nose is just like
running shit.
And yeah, we're just gonna pop that on, and then we can finally just highlight, do lips, and
Done.
okay, and then just throw on a little mascara again just to help mesh well. Nothing crazy. And yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
Happy with it?
I'm gonna take my little brush that had Flower Power on it, and I'm gonna use that on my nose, honestly, because it's such a pretty color. And it's like nice and bright. Like, look at that, just immediately. So easy. Put it on my chin too. Just want to use it up off this brush. I hate having to like wash that off. Like, I want it used. Okay. Now I'm gonna for real highlight. My favorite highlighting trick ever. My little flower quad, the gold one.
Yup.
I think I'm gonna actually dab a little Flower Power in there too. Why not?
Wow.
That's like actually like everything I needed and more. That's like literally crazy. Like, holy shit.
I love that.
And the Flower Power has like a subtle pinkish thing to it almost. Actually, I don't know if that's from that, but it's like a little teeny hint of a pink, and it is so cute. Okay. Now lips, and we're done. So my makeup is done. I have bad luck, guys. I don't know what to say. I thought I was filming.
I wasn't fucking filming.
So, I don't know what to say. This is kind of ridiculous. One more thing to mention. I used Honey by Anastasia on my lips. This is like my favorite nude ever. If I run out of this, I'm gonna cry. Because
Anastasia not cheap.
But yeah, I literally got so irritated I had to take a fucking food break because I was like, I wanted to throw everything out the window, including myself. So yeah, that's this look. I hope for the little time that you got to watch me bang this shit out, that you liked it. I hope you do it, and you're gonna look bomb as fuck if you do. So yeah, I'll see you next time.